Good morning and welcome to Strength and Balance class. So this class is about, remember, freedom of movement, maintaining independent living, helping you for the daily activities of life. So we work a little bit on walking and balance, we do some strength for the lower body, all kind of functional stuff to help you with everyday movement. So one of them we're going to try first. We've just got a chair for a little bit of balance. So I don't really want to lean on the chair, but do have a chair that doesn't move too easily, just in case. So we've got fingertips on here. We're going to stand and make sure the weight's sinking down into our feet. And the first one we're going to do is we're just going to push into the balls of the feet and see if we can lift our heels without swaying forward too much or leaning over the chair. So pushing down into the feet, lifting the heels, and thinking about how sturdy we are, how safe we feel in that position, and coming down. Nice and slow. So again, try not to get that swing to go up. We're just going to push into the toes and lift up, and slowly down. So we're strengthening around the ankles here. And I'm going to work on the balance a little bit more if you can. So see how you feel if you were to take that hand off the chair. So we've still got the heels up. And then see how you feel, maybe can you reach it up. Obviously don't do this if you don't feel secure. So there's lots of levels here. It might be that you just want to lift your heels. It might be you want to lift your heels and you want to keep maybe one finger, one hand on and one hand nearly on, or just above the chair, or you might want to reach up, or you might want to reach all the way. So an easy way to tell if the class is the class for you is how easy is it to do this. If you can do this really easily, you probably don't need to practice it, do you? But if you're finding this is a little bit of a test, then this is a good way to strengthen around the ankles and to help with your balance. So just see how it feels. It's really difficult, maybe just try and do 4 or 5 good ones. If you find it a little bit of a challenge, then do the harder levels and then maybe work up to maybe doing 10 on each side or something. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to see how well we do on the tightrope walk. So we've got the chair to hold on, but you can put your hand on the wall if you need a little bit more support. So we're going to do a heel to toe movement. I want you to try and keep your eye line up. Yeah, so try not to look at your feet, I know it's tempting, but heel to toe, and just see how that feels. So you can feel where you are. So think about your foot on the floor, and just see how that feels for you. So again, if that is very wobbly, maybe make it a little bit easier, go a little bit wider maybe. But think about what's moving. If your ankles are wobbling a bit, that is not actually a bad thing. That's your body trying to get its balance on the ground. But if you feel very wobbly through your body, you don't feel safe, then obviously make it wider. Maybe just go to a narrow walk and have as little help from the chair as you can. But only do what you feel safe to do. So remember, it's designed to test you. That's how we get stronger. That's how we develop better balance. But you have to be safe at the same time. So that's your tightrope walk. See how that feels. Okay? So next one we're going to work on the muscles at the side of the leg. So we're going to point our toes forward. Now this is actually quite important. If when you do this, you're turning your leg out, you're working more at the front of the leg. So we don't want to do that. We want to keep the feet facing the way they are when you're standing. So that when you do this, you've used the muscles at the side, you just draw that leg out. And then place both feet back on the floor. So first of all, see if you can do that without turning your leg. Also be aware of what's happening at your hip. What we don't want to do is do this by lifting your hip up. Yeah, so you can see, as I drag my leg out, my hip stays down. So you can really feel that in the side. Yeah, so it looks quite calm. It can be a little bit misleading though, you might really feel it. So draw the leg out. Again, we've got the chair for a little bit of balance. And then we bring the feet back and we stand back into both feet. And do a few on one leg. And then maybe just take a moment if you need to, reset yourself and do a few on the other leg. So again, we're looking at not lifting the hip, sliding that leg out. Now you're going to feel, hopefully, that you're working here, but the leg you're standing on is doing some work as well, isn't it? So you might actually feel less of the movement and more of what the support leg is doing. So you actually get two for the price of one here. You're working on both legs, although you're only moving one. And as I say, keep that foot, that leg, in the position it starts with, don't let it turn. And we can get the work in there. Very important for hip stability. Okay, so these muscles are keeping you nice and stable through the hips. Okay, and then a really, really functional exercise, this one, is have a look how you get out of a chair. So we want to really, when we get out of a chair, use the lower body, okay, not the upper body. We don't really want to be pulling ourselves out of the chair with your upper body. So when we do this, it's all about technique and getting the right technique. And when you first do this, you might feel that this is harder for you and want to go back to your old way of getting out of the chair, maybe pushing or swinging yourself up out of the chair. The thing is with that is that it allows the muscles in your legs to work less. So that could, in time, then make you weaker through your legs. So let's see if we can get the leg muscles, the lower body, to get us out of the chair, get the glutes working, and really get that power through the lower part of the body. So to do that, we need to be at the front of our chair. We need the feet slightly underneath us, and then we're going to tip forward slightly. So I hope you can see that this puts all of my weight pretty much over my feet. Yes, it's bringing the weight over the feet, whereas here, trying to stand up, the weight is behind my feet. So that's what we're going to try and do every time. Take the chair, feet in, tip forward, and then we're going to put all our weight down into the ground. So I know you want to stand up, but we have to push down to stand up. So push down really hard into the chair and push the ground away. Yeah? And then when you step back, you stick your bottom out, you find that chair, still there, and we sit down. So that means you're not going to miss the chair. So try to do this. You might find that you haven't got the power to stand up through the chair, from the chair, through the legs. So maybe put your fingers, your thumbs on the chair and actually push into your feet, push a little, just enough to get you up and then let the legs take over. So again, a really good indication of how much strength you have through your lower body.